Coming up on the next episode of the Celsius Pod.
Rock,
paper, scissors.
The professor is a flat earther?
Bro, if you can't celebrate third place, that's like, it beat out a lot of other people, and it winning an award means every single opinion I had in that review is completely right.
And I'm desperately yanking that shit.
Ba 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 ba.
Guys, 77,
Hi, guys.
which is 11 times 7. Prime number, you know?
Like, I thought you were
Prime
going
number.
to like a real rap there. 11 times 7. I did 9/11. Bush, bush, bush.
Speaking of rapping, do you know what happens in rapping? A lot of disses.
Nobody
You know what
cares. Sorry,
he did to
Beck.
me, he dissed my review of Challengers. He called
No.
it a bad review. And I think
It was a bad review.
we should get into Uri's thoughts on Challengers and me and Aiden's thoughts on Challengers. Because
Okay,
Yep.
you want to do challengers?
yeah,
Like Patrick and Art, let's battle this shit out in the court.
Wow, what a lie.
he's about to pull out a
What
full
a-
tennis outfit.
I
Don't do that.
like the movie. I don't know why you guys didn't fucking
I
like
liked the movie. I never said I didn't like
You
the
gave it
movie.
like 2.5 stars or 3 stars or
I
something.
gave it 3. I gave it 3.5.
You did not. You.
I changed it. It's 3.5, and
You
I
changed it.
I
gave
put
it-
the
I said
like
that
on
review
it.
was-
Opinions
You
change
got
over
pressure,
time.
Beck.
No, I thought more about it, and I'm like, okay, this film,
Like me
you
with
know,
Civil
in
War.
my mind, it worked so well, but like, I just like when I was watching it, I was like, I don't know. It's like I'm like, this is a really cool idea where it's like this woman who like can't play golf anymore is pressuring her husband who I said golf, I meant tennis. I was
Damn.
Bro, didn't even watch the movie.
I accidentally wrote golf. So I think this is a golf movie in my mind. But
Yeah, so you literally
Bro
can't.
has never played a sport in his life.
I mean, tennis
This
is
was
like,
like-
just like golf, you know? It's both like
No, it's not.
they both hit balls. I mean, like,
So true. That's why I love rowing, because there's no balls in rowing.
okay, but
You know, I thought the movie really, really worked. I thought the characters were pretty strong. Yes, there was a lot of cuts, and I would say the scenes on the tennis court were very electric.
Yeah.
Like, watching, like, the perspective of the ball.
when he
and,
said,
like,
I
love
fucked your wife by putting the ball on the
Oh,
tennis
yeah.
racket,
That's
that was
really cool.
badass.
And I
What the
fucking
fuck does that mean?
Because the thing is,
No,
in the
'cause
movie,
when you
he
put the
says-
tennis ball but in your racket thing, it means I fucked your wife.
Only when the one guy that doesn't serve like that does it, though.
Yeah.
yeah.
What?
And so I thought the movie really worked. I thought the characters were really strong. I thought Zendaya did a really excellent performance as Tashi. Because I,
Oh yeah, you'd like that one.
Somehow, I felt like she was both in it too much and also not in it enough. I don't know
All the
how I
characters felt like that to me.
but like
All the characters felt like none of them
this
were
is
in
about,
it
like a
enough.
2.5 hour movie, and I feel like I don't know that much about all these people.
Besides tennis.
Yeah, but I thought the level of detail of the movie was really excellent because they did a lot of little things. Because like Tashi wears her like cross necklace all throughout the movie, and I thought that was really interesting.
Mm.
And they got a lot of references. They made a Spider-Verse
They
reference.
did make
you know?
a Spider-Verse reference because this takes place in 2019.
Yeah, it did have a lot of modern biopic energy. I thought this was a biopic at first because like it feels like something like recent biopic like Dumb Money or something.
Yeah,
like,
something like
guys,
that.
biopic that was made, a story that happened like 5 years ago. We're making it now. But it's not a biopic. But I really love the ending of the movie because throughout the movie she says like when two people are on a tennis court, you know, they're
It's
the
like
only
they're
two in the
having
world.
sex, you know?
And essentially, this movie also not as sexy as I thought it was going to be. Right? I thought it was
What?
way more
Yeah,
more
no,
sex than happened.
I expected,
Yeah,
you know,
that's true.
a lot more, but like, I mean, it was sad.
I think it kept it tame, but
So it doesn't look like anything like what the trailer said.
yeah, very less sexual than the trailer.
the sex is more
Okay.
what happens on the tennis court. That's the real sex.
Yeah,
Really, you're right. It is
Yeah.
true.
And essentially, I really because
That
like you
makes
said,
sense.
those are the only two on the tennis court, right? And I thought it was really kind of beautiful how like you know Tashi, at the end of the day, she doesn't give a fuck about either Art or Patrick, really. Because she wants to be in the game again, but she can't because of her injury.
Yeah.
And so you finally see that in the final, like, the final round between the two of them. They get into it. Art finally, like, finds his love again. For this. Sorry, Beck, I'm hearing noise in your background. It's throwing me off.
Okay, I know.
Also, you're cutting out horrifically.
I don't know why my Wi-Fi is kind of dying.
Okay, well, Beck's out of the
I'm
equation
back.
for now.
I'm back.
And it's this really beautiful moment where it's like, where they finally hug, like they're like it's going bouncing, and Art and Patrick, they hug at the end. I thought that was so like kind of moving that they kind of refound their kind of love for each other and the sport, and like they finally played against each other. And then Tashi kind of like yells because she found the love of the tennis again, because that was her
she
true
only
love the
ever
entire
screamed
movie.
like that like during that one game of tennis she was playing.
Because that's the end of the day. That's Tashi's true love, tennis.
Yeah.
You know.
Uri, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Who won the final game?
I think it's left ambiguous, but it should be Art, right?
Yeah.
So
Great.
true, Uri.
So-
As with everything, if you don't understand it, just say it's art.
No, that's the name of the guy.
Oh.
So here, can I talk about why I don't really like this movie very much?
Okay.
You don't like
Yeah.
real stuff.
No, it's just that when half the characters in the movie are the worst people you've ever seen, it makes it hard to watch.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
not really a problem for me. I like Succession, and I like Baby Reindeer.
Yeah.
But there are like
I suppose that's right.
there are a lot of like actually like good people in Baby Reindeer.
But the thing is, Aiden,
there's other characters, Beck. Or there's other characters, Uri, in those
legitimately, there are only 3 characters in this movie.
There are 3 characters in this movie, and 2 of them suck ass the whole time.
This is a character study on those
Also,
3. Because Aiden, are you not liking it because just generally you didn't like the structure of the movie, or is it just not for you and you gave it a bad score? But you can admit it's a good
literally,
movie?
it's the structure of the movie. The way they do the time jumps and stuff, like, was confusing. A lot of the editing was kind of bad.
Say, I think I like the editing on like the tennis courts, but I do agree.
Yeah.
The time it does get confusing when it plays, because it'll say 8 years later, but then it'll cut to like a scene like in modern
and then,
day.
okay, in the sauna, I was so confused because they're sitting in the sauna. Then is it like a time jump forward saying I fucked your wife, or is it time jump back saying I fucked your wife? I was very confused.
You have to see
Like,
if
I
the
couldn't
time
tell
jump
if it was
forward, because why would they be
foreshadowing.
chilling in a hot tub together if he fucked his wife?
Yeah.
Problem number 2: they aren't gay in the movie. That's
What?
the second
They
problem I
kiss
have.
each other.
What?
They do.
They literally kiss.
So here, Uri, I think this movie would have turned out way better if it was a coming out story of the 2 people rather than being a focus on
So you
Tashi.
wanted like they hit the final goal, they fall into each other's arms, and they do a giant kiss, and like it like fades to black, and Zendaya's crying on the
Why did
ground.
I just say
Last week's
that?
episode and Aiden's
Because
review. This is
clear that
not
Zendaya doesn't care with
yaoi
editing.
manga. This isn't
He
that.
has a child
This
with
isn't
one of them.
that.
He wanted them to say
Yeah,
Gex.
but Beck, if he didn't win the thing, she was gonna leave him. She did not care for him.
But she said that to like motivate him, but then she went to Patrick to say you should give it up. So she does care about him in that regard.
Yeah.
And then what does she do after that?
She sleeps with him, but
Oh, okay.
So she's a bad person.
she is
She's a bad person who doesn't care about her husband.
because she loves tennis at the end of the day. I'm not disarguing. These are bad people. Patrick's a monstrous character, and I am Team Art because he's just a sad.
You can't not be. He's the only character.
I've been meeting a lot of people who watch the movie and they're Team Patrick.
Well, think about it. He's like the underdog in the story,
Yeah, but he's manipulative.
In what way?
What do you mean? In what way?
I feel
Did you watch the movie?
I did watch the movie. All he did was like say, "I want to win."
It's not all he said.
That's not all he did. He did have
That's not
sex
all he
with his
did.
wife.
Okay,
dude.
but like I feel like that was like a lot more.
There was lots of times when he went up to her and was like, "Hey, you didn't come to this city to play tennis. You came here for me."
Oh,
Yeah.
he does leave his date.
And then he asks about the ring, and then he kisses her.
And then he does this to fuck with his head, you know?
Yeah.
And you know what's really crazy?
Okay, you're
right after
changing
that
my mind.
scene,
This guy's a terrible person.
Yes.
I'm not disarguing that. But you know what's crazy? After that happened in the movie theater, the theater cut out. He said "fuck off," and I was like, that was a really stylistic choice. It cut to black, but the theater it went black by accident, and then they turned it back on.
That's really
That's
funny.
right.
That's
I thought it was an
I
artistic
feel like
choice.
I
You know,
wanna
they
rewatch
ended
this
right after
movie.
an
this.
artistic choice.
Like I feel like
No.
I kind of should.
No, you should
'Cause
rewatch.
I kind of feel like
I
I
might be
think I'd
spoiling
get
it
it
for you.
more on a second watch through, and I'd like appreciate it more.
I would say so too.
Aiden, we're gonna rewatch it next week, right?
Oh.
Aiden, why did you like this movie? Like, just other than the bad, you don't like watching bad people be bad.
Well, the editing was kind of bad. It felt like a student film in a lot of scenes, I'll be honest. Like the one that stood out to me the most was when they're at Stanford and Tachi like misses the ball and she takes off her cast and she sits by the tree. It had like 2 jump cuts for some reason while she's just sitting there. And the lighting and just all of it just looks super not professional and just awkward.
Mm.
And that's kind of when I was like, wait a minute, this movie isn't very good. And like the time jumps and the editing and the one song they reuse over and over
That was
again
a good song.
in every dramatic scene.
No, it was. I think that was good. Like the techno soundtrack really
I
worked
think the
with it.
soundtrack. I love the soundtrack
Yeah.
of this movie. I thought
It really like gets you pumped up to watch this game of tennis.
you
They
see,
use the same song. And it plays
It's
for
a-
like 12 minutes
You
over the whole
can
movie.
repeat the same song. It's good. I don't.
fucking Fall Guy had I
You
was
can
made for
repeat
loving
the
you
same
like
song.
6 times.
Wow.
You can repeat the song if it isn't just the whole time.
Bro.
I love it. It got me pumped up watching them. Play
Yeah,
tennis,
literally.
You know? I would say the one because I give this like I think like a 4 because I really quite liked it. I think the one issue I did have with this movie, I do not understand a single thing about tennis scoring. You know?
Oh, dude, I was so confused. Like smashing your racket loses you 10 points, and then like it goes like 15, 30, 40, 45, and you have to win by 2.
It doesn't go 45.
It doesn't go 45. See, I don't even know the rules.
No, it goes 40 match point and then you win.
Oh, okay.
But this is yeah.
Well, speaking
And,
of challenge, oh, you wanna?
But I just want to say, I think finally, I would say I quite enjoyed the movie. It is kind of, I would say, different strokes for different folks. But I felt like it really worked with the kind of the themes of ambition and kind of like finding your love again for a sport. Because they leave it very ambiguous. Because like on the tennis court, yeah, everything's better, but off the court, their marriage is fucked, right?
Yeah.
And like everything's going to return. But for one glorious moment, everybody found their love again on the tennis court, and that's how I love the ending of the movie. I think it's pretty ambiguous and open-ended.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
Is that all you're gonna say? You're not gonna give it a final takeaway back?
me,
I'll give my takeaway after you give your takeaway.
looking back on this movie, I feel like the more I think about it, the better it gets. I do think it's really good. It has 3 really interesting perspectives on the game of tennis, where it's a person that can't play tennis but still loves it, a person that's like the best in the world at tennis, but he's like lost his passion for it, and then someone who's like down on his luck and he sees tennis as like way, or as like his one true like way to like get out of the slumps. So I feel like they each bring a very unique perspective to the game, and like the way they like clash with each other with these different perspectives is really interesting.
Yeah, I
think
agree.
they
I definitely
should
watched that
lean
movie.
more into the gay aspect of these characters and their relationship rather than their relationship with Tachi, because having Tachi be the like main.
I'm starting to think you
thing-
just don't like Zendaya.
I'm starting to think you might just
can't
be gay.
any further from the truth.
He literally only went to this
Shawnee?
movie
You didn't
to
like
see
Shawnee?
Zendaya.
You didn't like Tashi. You didn't like Tashi or Shawnee. So
He only likes gay people.
Okay, well, both of those characters suck ass. So
what do you
sorry.
like? Do you like Rocky Blue or from Shake It Up?
I've never seen Shake It Up.
So-
I watched Casey Undercover.
Do you like MJ
Boom!
from Spider-Man?
Do you like
like him.
Rue from Euphoria?
Guys, I own the Zendaya Fortnite skin, okay?
Oh,
Do
so
you
true.
guys?
I-
No.
Sadly, I don't.
Well, there you go. That's your answer.
Okay, but I think we kind of like we're middling ground. Where Aiden's like the lower end of the spectrum. Beck's more middle, and I'm more in the higher end. So
I feel like I'm leaning
how
more
we
towards
think
a
of-
higher end with you more than like
Yeah.
a middle ground.
Maybe I'll rewatch it with you, Beck.
Nice.
All I know is that it wasn't a tennis movie.
Yeah, tennis was more of
true.
a backdrop, you know?
I think it was more
Yeah.
about golf.
Yeah,
It was
more
about the romance and the relationships between these two
Yeah,
people.
exactly. Just like how
Civil War
The
wasn't
Sopranos
about the
isn't
Civil War. It was about war
Sopranos-
journalism.
The Sopranos isn't about the mafia. It's about family.
Yeah, but you know that.
Fast and Furious isn't about cars. It's about family.
Mm. A lot
And
of
the
stuff's
cars.
about family.
It's
Vin
almost like it's a
Diesel?
general theme among humans.
He's about family.
All right, well, let's get into the big Beck Lions announcement. Now,
Alright.
as you guys know, I am graduating in about 3 weeks. But
Yeah.
I didn't know
there will
that.
be one final Beck Lions in focus package to end it all off.
Oh
Whoa.
shit!
So Beck,
No way.
can you explain for the audience, for anyone who's just joined on episode 77, what Infocus is?
Infocus is our
What the fuck?
school's news broadcast, and I have been the guy that's done basically everything about film except for 2 packages, one about storming a football game and the other one about voter participation. But
Yeah.
I will be ending my tenure at Infocus with the
With a gun.
with the final Beck Lions review, the April review roundup, featuring 4 reviews. 1,
Whoa.
Invincible Season 2. Now, the funny thing about
Hey.
this was
Or too
the
big.
part
You already
1
did that.
came out during my first review roundup in November, and part 2 came out during my last roundup review. So it's like fits
Yeah.
like poetry, you know?
Like
Like poetry.
It's like magic.
It's like poetry.
And then second, Civil War. I will be giving my review on Civil War.
And
Third,
challengers.
Challengers. And that's why I kind of want to see it again to like get my like thoughts finalized for that before I write my review. And finally, talking about the Fallout TV show,
Oh
including
yeah.
a 5-minute
Fallout New
rant
Vegas.
about how much it messed up the lore. So
I feel like that's the wrong thing you should put in the video, you know?
yeah, I might have to cut that out because the
No, I like it.
the
You keep
maximum
it.
package length is 3 minutes. So maybe 5 minutes.
It's
just
gonna be
about
like
the lore
his
would be a bit
Avatar
far.
special again.
Yeah,
Well, great, Beck. Congratulations. Everyone clap for his last package.
it will be coming out, I believe, on what's not next week, Tuesday. It'll be coming out on the 21st of May.
So
Wow.
let's look back on Beck's past and focus packages for the year. So remember the storming. You got your vindication with your
Yes.
package for this.
It's
The
true.
BoJack Horseman package. You
no,
fucked that.
it's out of order. You're doing it out of order.
Fine.
Here, I'll give you the real order. So, the first package was the storming package. You know, we just talked about that. But then it was the writer's strike package. Now, that one was when the strike was still going on, and I thought, hey, I know a lot about this. I'm going to make a package on it. And I feel like that one turned out really good. Third,
Yeah.
the November review roundup. We were sitting in Infocus, and one of the it was like the question of the day, and it was like, what's your favorite Infocus package of the year? And then someone said the November review roundup. So I feel like people really like that one. And then we have the I'd like to say the tortured artist piece, the BoJack Horseman package. I feel like I spent like 3 months working on that, and then it wasn't
Such a shitty
the
product.
best. But then
It was such a failure on all
I came
accounts.
back and hit back strong with the Atla live action review. And speaking of the Atla live action review, do any of you guys know what Gene C is?
No.
Is that like a pants?
No. Gene C, let me look it up. I don't remember specifically what it's
As
called.
in, we see?
It is the Journalism Education Association of Northern California.
Right. Wait. Guess what shirt I have?
What? Is that a...
Yeah, it is a Gene C.
It is a Gene C shirt?
Journalism Education Association of Northern California.
Whoa, guys, we planned all of this.
Glad you're here.
But I am proud to say the Avatar live action review won 3rd place in one of the categories.
Wow.
That's almost something cool.
Bro, if you can't celebrate 3rd place, that's like, it beat out a lot of other people, and it winning an award means every single opinion I had in that review is completely right.
Like, you also got 3rd place in your Celsius Oscar for Best Picture.
Okay,
so.
but like, this one had more than 3 competitors.
Yeah, but they were probably worse
It beat at least 4 people. And I feel like the only reason I didn't get first was because they didn't want to give 1st place to a guy screaming about waterbending. Because the first one was kind of like about like...
That can't be right. That can't be right.
Because like the first one was like, guys, here is a holiday. Here's how people celebrate. And it was like this kind of emotional piece. And I'm like, blah, blah, blah. It was like, come on, give us like something entertaining, you know? Yeah, I was very proud. I also got an honorable mention for the storming of September 9th.
Really?
Yeah.
So you've almost won an award for storming.
Yeah, almost. I mean, we still 2 Emmys, you know? We still got to get those.
You're right, 2 Emmys.
I can't wait for the Tony for Storming of September 9th, the Broadway play.
I think it would work good as a musical. I feel like you can make the entire speech like a big like musical number.
But so Beck, let's get into some stories
Ooh.
Before we get to our watch. What story do you have for us?
I have an elimination story. Now.
Uh-oh.
So.
Oh yeah. So when we went to Challengers, he brought his ball with him.
I did bring my ball with me. So this week, what you had to do was basically like
explain elimination again.
Elimination is you have to hold a ball and you have to tag out your person that's not carrying their ball, and it's like last to remain standing. So this week it was like you had to have it like below your neck, kind of like this, and it forced you to basically be looking down the entire time. It was so annoying. But this was the first week you actually could use both your hands for stuff, so it was kind of a bit easier. But there was also a rule where by this Sunday, if you didn't get a kill, you were out. Or basically you had to have 2 kills total to stay in. Now, I had gotten 1 kill, you know, the famous in and out goes flying. But I needed to get a second one. And I was like, okay, I got my person's name. I looked. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to go through the yearbook. I'm going to try to find this person, get a photo of them. I look through the yearbook. Yeah. They're not there. So I'm like, okay.
Maybe they're in rehab.
Very not good. So they must be a transfer student coming in this year. I go and I ask every single person like that I know at school, and they've never heard of this guy until I look him up on Instagram and I find out one of my friends follows them on Instagram. And then I'm like, can you send me a photo of him? He sends me the photo, and it was like, do you know those like weird trends where it's like you have like the 0.25 directly in their face and their face goes like so stretched? He sent me one of those photos, so I could not discern the face from it at all. So
Can we see the picture?
yeah, I can pull up the picture. You can't even like tell who it is based, like, bro. Okay, like you can kind of tell who it is, but like it'd be hard to identify this guy in a crowd, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That is like the worst photo he could have.
I know. So
I just realized my mic was muted. That's a pretty shitty photo, and also it's not even that big of a crowd since there's only like 50 people with balls left.
okay, yeah. So in the end, I decide to give up. I give up. I say I'm not gonna get this guy
Such a fucking loser.
because
Free for all day.
free for all day today and tomorrow. So I decide I'm going to get a kill on someone during the free for all day.
Well, did you do it?
Well, before this, I want to say we knew about the free for all day, and then one of my friends was still in. So I was like, okay, and he also didn't have 2 kills yet. So I'm like, if we both make it to Friday, let's do a Rocket League 1v1, and the winner gets to get the other person out. It would have been it would have been an epic story. And then the guy just did not bring his ball Monday and was immediately tagged out second period. So
Oh fuck.
So that plan kind of fell through. So I get ready Friday morning.
He died in a duel?
A,
He didn't die in a duel.
Okay. So, and then Friday morning, this morning, I wake up and I'm like, okay, I need to lock in. I need to get someone out today. I will hunt someone down to the ends of the earth to get them out.
And you got out yourself.
And I go and I walk into Infocus, which is my first class of the day. And I see one of our executive producers sitting at the table, the ball also on the table, the bell has not rung. I walk up there and I tag them.
Wow.
The Infocus betrayal.
I can't believe you, Beck.
So, and then I'm like, wait, you're out, right? And she's like, oh, wait, I thought this room was safe during passing periods. And I'm like, that's not how the rules work. Because, like, it's only, like, unless the teacher says otherwise. And the teacher watching is like, yeah, it only starts once the bell rings. So, I officially live to see another week.
Wow.
And
Beck, you better win now.
I'm not. There's a guy with 8 kills right now. I don't feel good about my chances.
Here's the thing. Well, it's not based on who has the most kills. It's based on who has the longest.
It's so hard to turtle because you have to get the kills, you know?
Yeah.
Well, you don't have to get a kill for like what, a week or 2?
Well, keep in mind, there's only 2 weeks of school left that seniors are at school. So they need to ramp it up like a ton to like actually get people out. So I think that might make it you need 4 kills by next Sunday to stay in. Like they might do something like that.
And you have to lock in.
I'm not locking in for that.
You have to lock in for that, Beck.
Beck, lock in.
I am not.
You have to win.
Beck, how many people are left in the senior?
They haven't updated the last time they updated the list was last week, and that was at 74. But like I swear, like half the people got out, so we're probably down to like 40 or 30 people.
That's when I got out, like in the 30s and 40s.
How could you tell? Did they have the list?
Yeah, something like that. I was like, I think it was last 30 or something. I got out.
Yeah,
but
I mostly just want to like stay in it. Just like, I personally, I don't think I'm going to win. People are going very far, a lot farther than I thought they would.
You almost attacked a woman.
I did attack a woman. But there were people that were like laying down on the ground in people's lawns, stalking them. So
your grade is
Beck,
crazy.
just do the thing that I did.
bump
You
into
just have to
someone
fall
and spill my
No.
entire bag.
You don't
I need
bump
to
into
give
them.
them
You
a
just
ton of
eat shit.
drugs and make them go to rehab.
You just eat shit and fall over, and then they, out of the kindness of their heart, will help you up, and that's when you get them.
You're proving that humanity is bad, Aiden. That's just what it's doing.
Yeah, you are
Yes.
abusing people's trust.
Yes, that's how you do it. You have to be a
Hey.
scumbag to win. That just like in real life.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well, that's all we have to say for so far. You're still alive, Beck?
still alive. Hopefully make it to the end of next week at least.
Wow.
Is there like a level where we say, I got to this point and you know what? I'm fine if I die?
That was this week. I was completely
Yeah?
fine with getting out this week. I was like,
No, bro, you have to lock.
I was not trying that hard.
Come on, Beck. Be final 10. Be final 10.
I have outlived every single one of my friends. No one I know is
I did
still
that
in.
too.
I also did that.
Yeah,
Aiden, I beat you.
I think.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. I remember you saying it.
Well, I would have beaten all of you. I can guarantee that.
Nikola, you had some stories for us?
Sure. Okay, I have quite a few though.
He's
So.
quite a poo.
That's what. Oh, okay. So let's begin. Now, valued viewers, I don't know if you've noticed, but last episode, I wasn't present.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because you fell in the water and drowned.
So basically, I had regionals. So the way it works is we leave Thursday morning,
Mm-hmm.
get there, and
Thursday night.
unload the trailer. Yeah, get there basically Thursday afternoon, late afternoon, unload the trailer, and then practice. Like we do, basically, we go out and we do one loop. First of all, practice was great because everybody in my boat kind of knew we weren't going to do great. We knew we were kind of the bottom boat. Like we knew it's like nobody really cares. We're just going to have fun. So get on the water. My microphone does not work. So nobody can hear me, basically, unless I shout. So then we go up. At the beginning of the race line, because it's not sectioned out into like events, every single boat known to man was waiting for their turn to go down the race course. So it was the most insane traffic jam I've ever seen on the water. And like it was really funny. There was the St. Iticus boat with a bunch of girls in it that we kind of just got right next to, and then everybody was like, "Hey, how you doing?" It's so fucking stupid. I hate the rowers mentality. It's such like anybody that does sports, they all have the same like personality. You know, it's. I mean, it's funny. I don't.
Okay,
really
but
care.
you do sports.
Exactly, I know. So then later on, a different boat, I think once, it wasn't from our event, it was from the event like right above us. I think it was their 2V. Came, like, I don't remember, I think it was Oakland Strokes came and they were like, hey, and we were like, hey, want to swap our bow for? Just swim across to each other. And they were like, yeah, they were really fun. We actually like made friends with them. Issue was, while all this was happening, we did not nobody actually accounted for the fact that the tide was pushing down the race course. So that traffic jam that was waiting behind the starting line, and the starting line has a long wall basically because they have the stake boat out, which is basically like a floating platform. All of the boats have now drifted so that they're basically against the wall. Luckily, I'm perfectly aligned, so I was just able to slip by and go down, and I went down uneventful. Next day is the actual race. Now, this isn't like one of the standard races that you typically have. The way regional works is Friday, time trial, then Saturday and Sunday are the actual races. Like where you have 8 boats across and everybody's right next to each other. It's whoever passes first. Right now, it's time trial. It's who goes fastest.
Yeah, I played Mario Kart.
We're like the 6th one, I think, to go, the 6th boat in our event to go. So we line up. It's like a rolling start, so we're already moving, and then they call it. We start the build. We go down. We're overall fine. It was a good piece, but not good enough because we got dead last in our event, and I was out.
No.
I thought
And
you
then
should
our
screamed
boat
at them
was out. We did
louder.
not
That would have
qualify.
made you win.
Yeah, and
I
we did
think
not
so.
qualify for the next day.
Mm.
So you guys are
So you went
bad.
home.
Here was my first. No, here was my first blunder. Half the boat left early and went home that day. I should have asked to hitch a ride with one of them and gone back instead of waiting all 3 days there.
You waited
Oh my
3
God.
days?
Yeah, I was in Sacramento the entire weekend.
What the fuck is there to do in Sacramento?
Dumb. Oh.
Nothing.
No, because it
God.
was fun up until Sunday. It was really fun until Sunday. So
Nah.
every other day, I have my hotel room. I can just stay in my hotel room, read JoJo, and just fucking go to the race course when I want to, eat food, and hang out with my friends at rowing. So that's basically what I did. It was fun.
Nice.
We
Okay.
got root beer floats. We kind of just went to 7-Eleven across the street, even though we weren't supposed to. It was really funny because the coaches were like, absolutely no circumstances will you leave the property. And then one time, me and my friend went up to one of the coaches and we were like, we are going, we will be back. And he was like, okay, don't get in trouble.
Mhm.
So yeah, then we went, we got like a couple pints of ice cream and a bunch of root beer, and we just had root beer floats.
And you got some lottery tickets?
Mm.
No, I actually was thinking about it, but I was like, nah. So then Saturday was really uneventful. I think I literally stayed in my room for 90% of the day
Mm.
and slept and just did work on my computer.
And read.
Sunday, however, Sunday fucking sucked. It was by far the worst day I had this entire fucking rowing season.
Was it raining?
Because no, that was Saturday. Saturday was raining. That's part of why I stayed inside.
Mm.
That also means most of the races on Saturday were actually canceled because it was too windy and rainy. So all the people that were going to race on Saturday that didn't have the opportunity to
fight through the rain. It might be like
yeah, they
just
automatically
funner to watch, you know?
Yeah. I mean, no, there was an event some time ago where the wind was so bad, most of the boats sank during the event. It was really funny.
Can
But
you,
no,
like,
this time
recover those boats, or are they just gone forever?
yeah, they're made to float back up. That's what
Mm.
happened to my boat after we sank.
Really funny. I watched my parents die. Super funny.
Yeah. So then Sunday comes. It is the last day of racing, which means everybody is expected to be at the course at waking up at 6 a.m. to be on the 7 a.m. bus. So we leave the hotel because we're not allowed to go back to the hotel. I have to bring all my stuff. So I go there, and then I'm there from 7 a.m. until 5 p.m.
At the
with-
where?
Just at the race course.
Bro.
And the race course is in the middle of nowhere. It's just next to some random lake.
Mm.
So there's like really bad service. There's no electricity, so my phone died like at the last 3 hours, and I had nothing to do. And I was just kind of screwed. And it was so boring and so long, and it was so fucking hot right after the day it ran. It was miserable. And then we found out the hotels, it wasn't like we didn't have the rooms for the hotels, because some of the boats just went back to the hotel and went to sleep. They just, for some reason, those of us that weren't racing were just forced to be to be there and not wait in our rooms for no reason. And then on top of that, we were waiting for the return bus home, which didn't show up until 5 o'clock in the afternoon. It turned out it was there the entire time. The coaches just didn't let us get on it until we were done loading the trailer again. And the cherry on top, as I was heading home, I get a notification on my phone from Instagram, and it says, let me pull it up.
Mm.
Uh-oh.
I sent him this really
It
funny
says-
reel. That's the notification he got.
No, you never sent me any reels.
It's the letterbox.
It is.
Yo.
And I say, Lando Norris wins the Miami Grand Prix. What the
Damn.
fuck happened? Why didn't Max Verstappen win? So then
didn't
my
Verstappen
bus
win?
ride home is trying to investigate what happened. And it turns out Verstappen didn't even like crash or DQ'd. He just lost. So I still don't understand what happened there. I think from what I've seen, I think he had some steering issue, and that was the main thing. And then Lando had a good thing. But like Lando won. That was a big surprise to me.
Yeah. I mean,
But-
is Verstappen just the best?
Verstappen
Yeah,
is the
'cause I mean,
best.
He has the best car. He just wins everything, basically, right now. This kind of leads to this morning, because my rowing career was supposed to be over on Friday. Like,
career?
after that weekend, I was
career?
done.
Ever?
Basically, I don't know if I'm ever coming back to Rome.
Oh my god, guys. This is
Wait, this is the
tragic.
end of an era.
That's
Yeah.
like
It
your
might
whole
be the end of the era,
personality.
but-
It is. That and F1.
Yesterday evening, I got a call from one of the other coxswains that did make it to nationals. And he said, I have AP testing tomorrow. Could you sub in for me?
What?
And I said, sure thing. So I go
Wait,
today.
what?
So I go this morning. No, just for today. I'm not going to nationals.
Oh.
I know it's been awesome, but no. I come today this morning, early in the morning, to go with one of the top boats, one of the fours, sub in for him. And it's going great. Before I get the boat, one of the coaches tells me, the steering on the boat that you're using is a little tight, but you should be able to make it work. That's an important thing that'll come up later.
Foreshadowing.
Foreshadowing.
We launch.
Foreshadowing.
So we launch off the dock and we start to paddle it up. And I notice the steering is not just a little tight. So let me explain how it works. In a 4, the way it works is the boat is long and you have 4 seats all next to each other and you have the coxswain in the front and the rudder in the back. You know how boats work with rudders?
Yeah.
The rudder is attached to basically a bar that has 2 wires on each end. Those wires run along the boats all the way to the front, to the coxswain, where we have one stick in the middle that we can put left or right to turn left or right.
Yeah.
So typically, the stick in the middle is supposed to be able to go like all the way this way and all the way this way, like almost 120 degrees. This morning, that little bit of stiffness gave me about that much movement, about maybe 5 degrees of movement in total.
5?
That's not as much
yeah.
as you want, right? You want more.
You want like at
No,
least.
you want to be able to, actually turn the rudder so you can keep the boat straight.
No, you only want to go straight. You don't want to.
No, but here's the best
why would you
part.
want to turn? Like that slows
It
you
would
down.
be fine. It would be
just
fine
Tokyo
if because you could leave it in the center, and theoretically, if it's in the center, it would go straight. But it didn't go straight. It would always turn to one side, no matter what. So I don't understand what was happening. Eventually, I was able to fucking force that shit, and boom, and I was able to make it go all the way this way, and now I had it all this way, but I couldn't go anyway. Until eventually I was able to loosen enough that it was able to go fully back and forth, and it was working perfectly. Then, right before we started the actual pieces, it got stuck again. And this time it was even worse. It would not move at all. And I just couldn't do anything. So then the coach had to stop for 30 minutes and try to figure out what's happening, and we just couldn't get it to work. So then I had to slowly get it back to the harbor and dock it.
You're just kicked
If
it
I were you,
over.
I'd be like, fuck this. I'm a sub. I'm just fucking leaving.
Basically. I don't
Are you even getting
understand.
paid for this?
No, it's what? It's rowing. I pay them.
You
Yeah.
pay them for this?
It's a sport. I pay them. What?
Yeah. Beck, have you done a
Have you
sport
not
before?
gotten sponsorships yet?
I genuinely don't understand what I did. I think I fucking pulled a muscle while
Off
I
the
was trying,
boat?
because during the piece, we were going down and we're not going straight. I'm like, I have to get this boat to go straight. I cannot crash in front of this. It's on my one day I'm subbing with one of the good boats. And I'm desperately yanking that shit. And I'm trying to do it with so much force, I think. I think the adrenaline and the force of
for the episode. I'm desperately yanking
was
that shit.
Okay, no. Okay, that's a good quote. Yeah, that's a good one. That's going in the quote book. So, I'm desperately yanking that shit. I think it's a combination of the adrenaline and the desperation to not crash in front of the coach on my one day subbing.
Yeah.
That I fucking yank it as with all my stuff, and I still can barely get it to budge. And I think I pulled a fucking muscle in my arm, because ever since after that, I literally cannot lift anything heavy today. And even opening a doorknob fucking hurts. I don't understand what I did, but I'm in physical pain just moving. So I came home after school and I basically just lied in bed, and that's basically all I did.
Nice.
Okay. Now on to the next story. What happened at school today?
More than one story?
Guess
What
what
happened
happened
at
at school today?
Joe Biden came.
So,
you're gonna talk
Joe
about
Biden
that?
came?
He did
early
come.
in the morning,
yeah,
I
2 blocks
was
away from
alerted.
my house. All the roads.
I got to school at 9 a.m. and I was alerted by a text message from my friend. Did you see this message? And I opened Schoology and I see that BK has sent out a message. It reads, where the fuck is it? Here we go. Good morning, Pally students. President Biden is in Palo Alto today, and we have just been informed that there is a protest gathering beginning at 12 p.m. at Town and Country, and then begin marching towards Middlefield Road near Addison Elementary. Due to this situation, we will not be allowing students to go to Town and Country today during lunch. Food services will be ended. Sincerely, Brent Klein. Now, I saw that. I'm like, okay, I'm going to find a way around. Because I think it would be really funny to still go to Town and Country.
The police that they have?
Can I give the context
no,
of what
no,
happened,
I'll get to that
on
later.
Campus during this? Which is like,
I was also on campus. I did not get off
campus. Like double the length it normally is, and the entire
you
was
can
just
talk
full
about
of people.
Yeah, you can talk about that. So beginning of the day, I'm like that, and then I ended up not doing that. But during brunch, I had the opportunity. Nothing was closed off at brunch, so I quickly went and got lunch. Unfortunately, 80% of Pally had the exact same idea. So Trader Joe's was genuinely fucking packed. It felt like a fucking concert with how many people were in there. And I was almost like the class. Is no one doing the
mosh pit at Trader Joe's?
Yeah, I know. I was almost like the class because of it. And then I was talking to somebody I knew, and because I met them and I saw them in the line, and they were like, and I was like, I feel like it would be easier if they didn't announce anything.
Yeah,
I mean, like,
literally.
they genuinely like it's not like we're how would we get hurt from the protest? And they were like, oh, you might get pepper sprayed. I'm like, why would you get pepper sprayed? It's not that type of
Nikola
protest.
would be pepper spraying everyone. I feel like that would happen.
Yeah. And then anyway, I grabbed my lunch. I went to class. Towards the end of class, because my class is the closest building to the bridge. And that was my classroom because it's 6th period Spanish, which is right next to the bridge. I see them some faculty members with the massive metal gates, walking over, dragging them over, and completely close off the gate. Then I also see them starting to bring out yellow vests to put on. I don't understand. They're not. Is this civil war? They need to be identified as press?
They can't stop you. Literally, you can just walk out of there if you want.
No, I deadass was just like, what if I just go up to them and say, hey, I'm going home. My home's that direction. Can you let me out? They would let you out.
Yeah, just say I have a doctor's appointment or something.
Yeah.
They'll just let you out.
So during lunch, I was kind of walking around because I'm like, okay, I kind of want to at least see what the protest is about. So that gate was closed. That was blocked off. I then walked to the intersection. That's also completely blocked off. And I'm like, okay, that's strange. I then walked to the parking lot. And lo and behold, BK himself is personally staffing the parking lot to prevent people from getting past. I'm not kidding.
Or the
one the one in the drop-off area, like the big one.
By El Camino.
He's personally staffing that. And I get there just in time because a bunch of people are like, oh, I'm just going to my car and I'm driving off. BK is fucking chasing people down. He says, no, you can't go that way. You're not allowed past. You can't leave. And then everybody's like, I'm just going to my car, man. Let me go to my car.
Dude,
and he's like,
I wish I was
okay.
there for that. That sounds
and he
so
follows
funny.
Them, but it's so good because he's like following them to their cars. So that means they're distracted. So a bunch of people just fucking sprinted past him while he was distracted by the other people going to their cars.
Sharks and minnows with Brent
It was
Klein.
really funny. And let's get this straight. All I knew so far was that all I knew it was a protest. I was assuming that it was an anti-Biden protest, but I didn't know anything else.
Yeah.
Then a group of guys, one of which I kind of know, like I know who he is. I wouldn't say I'm friends with him. I know who he is. Walks by with some other people and says, oh, we're going to go burn a Palestinian flag in front of them. Do you want to come? I said, no.
What the
Why the fuck would I do that?
It's fucking crazy.
We got some fucking edgelords over there.
Because the thing, no matter what your ideology
the best part is
just a crazy
give you
the one guy I knew in that group, I know him because he's in my advisory class, and I had advisory right after lunch. So I'm like, okay, I don't know if I'm going to see this guy in advisory.
Because the thing is, no matter what your ideology and your perspective, it's just crazy to burn a flag.
It is.
Yeah.
On school grounds also.
Yeah. No, they were probably going to go to Town and Country and burn in front of the protesters.
Town and Country is also crazy.
Yeah, still. Yeah, I know. It's arson. It's literally arson.
You for that.
I mean,
The
yeah.
only other option was that they go march towards Addison and then they burn it at the elementary school.
Yeah, there's nowhere they can do it. There's
like,
nowhere they
it's
can do it where
Flag
it
in
makes sense.
public.
So what
it just
what's
doesn't
like
make
the
sense.
mechanics of a burning a flag? Do they have like a big ass lighter?
No,
or like
they said no. I saw they brought gasoline, a flag, and a lighter.
can of gasoline to school. You can't do that.
Wait, like an actual ass flag, like a 15-foot.
Like an actual flag. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Oh
Okay.
my god!
And they had they put it in their backpack. Yeah.
It's
How
so
did
I
they
was
put it in
like-
their backpack? Those are big as
gasoline
hell.
on
What did he say?
campus.
Wait, what did he say?
Flags are big as hell. How would they?
They probably wrapped it up.
yeah.
No, it wouldn't fit in a backpack. Do you know how big flags are?
It's
Okay,
a
I don't think it was
small-
like a full size flag. I really doubt it was a full size flag. I think it was like probably like one
you
of
can
the.
fit a flag in a backpack if you fold it right.
No, if
It's
you rolled
long.
it, yeah.
Back.
I
Like a
don't
normal
fold.
ass.
Yeah. So anyway,
You don't
Anyway,
know how to fold a flag properly then.
that's really it. Then I get to advisory, and I'm like, okay, I'm not expecting to see that guy at advisory. Then, like a little bit later, he shows up, and I'm like, oh, how'd your lunch go? And he's like, oh, we didn't make it across the street.
Oh.
And I was like, oh yeah.
No, like,
Okay.
like BK was standing there, and then they walk by, and they're holding the flag, they're holding a thing of gas. He's like, we're just trying to go like get some food quickly.
Yeah. So that was great. And then he was talking to the advisory teacher about it. Or he said, I don't think he talked about anything about the flag burning, but he definitely did say he was trying to go over and see what it was about. And he said, oh, I was gonna do a counter protest or whatever.
That's just a
Or like
regular
I was gonna,
protest.
or he was like, I was gonna go across and do a counter protest.
to the counter protest to the counter
And
protest.
then the teacher was like, I hope you weren't in support of them, because some of the stuff they were saying and in that group was that. Then I got home today and Pally Campbell posted some photos of the actual stuff.
Yeah,
I sent a couple
Campanile.
in the server.
I'm
Let me
waiting.
read.
I actually want to see the photos.
So
they took.
it says,
Because I actually
protesters
suggested
voice
to
support.
Infocus that someone would cover this,
Yeah.
but
I put most of the photos in general. So the
Yeah.
first one is just a photo of a couple of somebody with a Palestinian flag and the fucking hijab, and they said protesters voice support for Palestine, oppose Biden fundraiser. Protesters denounce military offensive in Rafah, call for a ceasefire. Next photo is another person with that, and they have a photo. They have their sign is 4 pictures of Joe Biden, 2 black and white, 2 in color, and they drew devil
Nikola.
horns, devil eyes, and a devil tail on him.
That's Dark Brandon right there.
That's Dark Brandon, yeah.
Yeah.
And on the
Wow.
side of it, it said, genocide Joe will be. What the fuck does that mean?
Well,
are
there's
they
probably
are
stuff
they
on the
Yoda?
other side. No, there's probably stuff on the other side.
Oh,
flip the
that
sign
makes
to
sense.
understand it,
I guess, yeah. Genocide Joe will be. What are they, Yoda? And then before I get to the guy that has the fucking worst take I've ever seen. There's then a group. There's a photo of like all the protesters marching, and they all
Yeah.
have signs like they say none of us are free, all of us are until it probably says until all of us are free. And then you have somebody with a bill with something that says stop genocide and looks like they splattered red paint on it to look like blood. And then you have something that says stop killing kids. I'm a human and I stand against starving children. And then you have 3,000 plus children killed with your tax dollars,
Okay,
stuff
yeah,
like that.
we understand.
Yeah, it's like the general
Then
stuff you see around
we
other
get to
college
the guy-
campuses.
Get to the guy with the worst fucking sign and take I've
Bro,
ever seen.
I looked at the images. Why is bro holding it? It's crazy.
That
He
is
said it's an actual and it's like a fully professional sign. He went to a sign company to get that shit printed. He went to
Yeah.
an actual printing company to get that printed. It says Hamas has.
Oh,
Let's see if I can get it
the
to adjust.
exposure is killing you, dude.
I
You
can't
can't
get
see
it.
it.
It's ruining the delivery.
Okay, yeah, it's not
Yeah.
working. Anyway, I'm just gonna read it. Hamas has a right to exist. Hamas has a right to resist. And I'm just saying, when you get to the point where you're defending a terrorist organization, I think you've kind of
gone
lost
too
the plot.
far.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't think you're on the right course. I'm not gonna
No.
lie.
Like, I feel like some of the other ones made a lot more sense, like saying, like, I don't want kids to die. And then this guy's like, I support the terrorist organization.
I know. I should have brought my billboard. I should have brought my the posters I made in 10th grade that we had to about Lockheed Martin. I should have brought my pro Lockheed Martin billboard and said, "I support the military-industrial complex."
It's wow. Crazy stuff is going at Palo Alto High School, guys.
Yeah.
Crazy
know.
stuff.
Wow.
So
Crazy.
that's
things.
the end of that story. But now I can get on to what I was reading and watching.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, I have a brief thing to mention. So I've been waiting. If you know something about me, you know I like
Hades
planes.
2.
Planes.
Hades 2.
And I have been waiting for a long
Hades
time.
2.
In the beginning, and that towards the end of last year, it was announced that one of the best developers for the simulator I play,
Games.
for the flight simulator, this was finally making
Hades
like
2.
a super like well-known plane, the F4 Phantom 2,
Hades 2.
F4E, and it said coming out late. Actually, no. Let me go to the beginning.
It dropped this Monday, and it was an amazing game. I already had like 15 hours in it.
Very so early,
good, guys.
like mid last year, there were 2 announcements for 2 new modules coming out, 2 new planes, full fidelity. The F-15E Strike Eagle and the F-4E Phantom 2. And I was like, okay, out of the 2, I would prefer to have the F-15E because it's more modern and I think it would be more fun. So I got that. And I pre-ordered that, and I didn't pre-order the Phantom. Fast forward to towards the end of the year, and I've kind of fallen in love with the Phantom as well. I've kind of fallen for the hype train. I really want that Phantom. And it says, expected to come out winter, like this winter.
Mm.
So I guess that could range anywhere from December to like February, maybe, if we're going to be really extreme. So I pre-ordered it. And I was waiting for quite a while for any news. Then we got an announcement that it was delayed. And finally, this month, we finally got the announcement that it is coming out May 21st. The wait is finally over. It only took them 6 months at least 6 months since they announced it, and it's finally coming out. So I'm going to be definitely playing that when I get that. I'm going to be learning that plane in and out.
Film and television now.
All right.
Yeah.
So let's talk about what I've been reading.
We're talking about.
I have been reading one thing
JoJo.
for the past basically week actually since I finished part 4 while I was in Sacramento. That shit was kind of hype, and then I was like, I want to read part 8. So this entire week, I've been reading part 8 JoJolion. And holy shit, that shit is a part. And I still don't understand what the fuck is happening. I know exactly what happens, but I feel like there's some plot points that have not been closed by the end of part 8. And hopefully they're covered in part 9, but I have not read part 9, so I don't know.
What plot points are you confused about right now? Because you haven't finished part 8. Right?
I'm almost done with part 8.
Did you finish Doctor Wu?
I know what happens in Doctor Wu.
So you haven't read Doctor Wu. Okay, what's your questions that you have right now?
Okay. What exactly are the rock humans' motivation?
You'll see that. That is literally all of Doctor Wu. Doctor Wu explains.
I hope you know to get
this
back
is just
at
the fame, power, and
Game
shit.
of Thrones.
And evolution is like they take over. Instead of being being over human, like carbon-based life forms.
No, the Dr. Wu explains their whole motivation.
Okay, well, clearly I missed something.
You haven't read Dr. Wu yet, you said.
Yeah, but like I know what happens.
No, he explains it. He explains the whole thing.
Yeah. Another thing. What happened to that fucking baby that appeared when Joestar
Bling
died?
Bling Baby? Nah, ignore Bling Bling Baby. He doesn't matter.
Did they even show up in part 9?
No. Bling Bling Baby doesn't matter. Flashback Man doesn't matter.
What the fuck? And then what else was I thinking? I can't remember. But anyway, it's a good part. I think part 7 is still the best part. I think it just has the best story. It's kind of a melancholy finish, but it's a really good story.
Well, bro's not at Dr. Wu yet, so.
Oh my god. I mean, part 8 is my second favorite part right now.
Yeah.
But part 7 is a really good story. So that's what I've been reading. Next, what I've been
Drive
watching.
to Survive.
This morning, I was like, oh shit, I really gotta watch something. And because I haven't watched anything this at all the past 2 weeks.
Uh-oh.
And then something came in my Instagram Reels, and it was a clip from a certain show that I've been putting off for a long time.
Oh my
Nice.
god.
So,
he's finally watching Infinity Train.
I opened Max. I went to recently watched, and I had to scroll pretty far. And I watched
So much suspense.
Adventure Time.
Yo.
Yeah!
So, last time I left off, I was on season 7, episode
You're really gonna
21.
talk about this whole episode
Scamps.
and describe it?
Oh my god.
Scamps is the marshmallow episode. I don't know. I got like the last
Did you
2
watch,
minutes of it.
Nicola?
I will get to that.
If it's
Last
more
2
than
minutes.
3, you better rapid fire them.
I'm gonna rapid fire it. So then the ones I really watched. 22 crossover, fucking peak episode. This is like a
Peak
lore
episode.
episode. This is the fucking Lich again. The Lich is so fucking peak. 23 and fucking Maid. That's a great. 23 Hall of Egress. This is the fucking fucked up episode. This is the one I always knew about. This is the episode. This is the Rebecca Sugar. This is a Rebecca Sugar episode, right?
A lot of past season 4 is Rebecca Sugar.
I think because most of the fucked up episodes are Rebecca Sugar. This is a pretty fucked up episode. If you watch it, you'll know what it is. It's called
Explain
Hall
it
of
to me
Egress.
because I still want to watch Adventure Time.
Because I
Yeah.
know about this one because I've seen like whenever I've seen stuff like about like the most fucked up Adventure Time episodes, this one is always one of them.
That's a really good episode.
Yeah, it's a good episode, but holy shit, it's low key really
burst into
fucked up.
song during this episode.
And then Egress.
No, that's the purple episode.
So Bubblegum does say that Egress means exit, but like it actually means the action of leaving.
Mm.
Yeah.
So it's like the hall of leaving or
That
hall
doesn't
of
make
exit.
a lot of sense to me, the current
Yeah.
context.
Oh no, this one Rebecca Sugar's not on this episode at all.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Okay. Anyway, next one is Flute Spell. Flute Spell's peak because then we get Finn's new love interest, and she's so fucking bad. Holy shit!
Huntress?
And by far the best, Huntress
Huntress
Wizard.
yeah.
Yeah. She's by far the best choice out of all her choices. She's so fucking bad.
She is the choice. It doesn't actually happen like in the main series, but it is what happens.
Yeah.
If only there
In
was some
Distant
kind of
Lands.
spin-off show that like confirmed it.
Not in Distant Lands.
Oh, but in like the alternate universe, and yeah.
in Fiona Cake.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay. So then I have Thin Yellow Line. Thin Yellow Line is, I don't know if you know what Thin Yellow Line's about. Basically, one of the banana guards has been graffitiing stuff, and Finn and Jake need to find out who it is, and then they discover the meaning of art and passions, basically.
Yeah.
And then I started season 8, and I've only watched. Oh shit! I've actually already watched 5 episodes from season 8. So Broke His Crown is another good one because we get another Simon episode. That's really nice. I don't remember what else happens in that. All I remember is that Simon.
They go in the crown.
Yeah, that's it.
Bubblegum and Marceline.
Then we have Don't Look. Originally, I thought Don't Look was the episode I was talking about, but Don't Look is a different one. That's the one where Don't Look is the one where he gets the 6 eyes. This is the JJK reference.
Yeah, he gets the eyeballs.
That's kind of awesome because he says, "What's the mean? What's the word? What's your major?"
What's the word? What's the haps?
That was great. Then we got Beyond the Grot. Beyond the Grot is you were asking when did they burst out in song? That would be Beyond the Grotto with
Was
Princess
that one made
Purple,
by
isn't it?
Rebecca Sugar?
I don't know. But that
Rebecca
episode's
Sugar
kind of
might have left the
wacky.
show at this point, I think.
Okay.
That episode's kind of wacky, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Did Steven
not a
Universe
bad-
start in the middle of Adventure Time or
Holy
no?
shit, the Water Girls are so fucking
Yeah.
bad. Holy shit, they're so hot. I'm sorry,
Really?
all I remember from that episode is that the Water Girls are so fucking hot. Then we
That
have
it?
Lady Raymacorn and the Crystal Dimension. I fucking hate TV. Like, great character, I fucking hate him. Uh,
But they're voiced by the person that does Tina Belcher.
yeah, I know who that is. And then I get I Am a Sword. I know it. This is like the beginning of Fern, if I remember, because this is when
This is when the sword gets stabbed.
I just got to the part. I literally just got to the part where they stabbed him, and then I stopped watching because I had to go eat dinner.
No, Fern does show up in this season, but he doesn't show up until episode 14.
Well, that's what I've been watching.
Beck.
Yeah. What's that?
Wait, what is this? Rock paper scissors kid?
Okay. I have some film news.
Come on.
Okay, yeah. Let's do some film news. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Wait.
Okay,
He won. You did rock. You did paper. He won.
All right. I was just
rematch. We gotta do it. It's the thing.
Rock,
paper, scissors, shoot.
Okay.
You knew I was gonna do paper two times in a row.
For all the marbles, a third one.
Okay, best of three.
Rock, paper. You're doing it so slow, Nikola.
Because it's the fucking lag. Holy shit. Let's do it. Come on. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Fuck. My goal of three. Because they never expected the third time.
Okay, so I hear there's some film news. So, Lord of the Rings, guys. This is the Hunt for Gollum, guys.
I have no care for Lord of the Rings. I haven't seen it.
Well, I'm interested in Lord of the Rings, and so essentially, what is really interesting. This has to be like a prequel, and there's one thing with like you have the not the good show Rings of Power, which nobody really liked.
We had some kind of game that followed Gollum. I feel like that'd be really good.
But the thing is, I'm familiar, and essentially, what I would say this was pretty cash grabby, but until I heard that Andy Serkis, who played Gollum in the original, he's starring and directing, so it does give me a little hope since he is directing and starring. But something that's really interesting is that there's a fan-made YouTube video called "The Hunt for Gollum," and Warner Brothers or something like that. They copyrighted the YouTube video, so you can't see the video because it shared the same name, "The Hunt for Gollum."
They uncopyrighted it. Yeah, they put it back up.
Is it back up now?
Yeah.
And so that's just kind of interesting.
Yeah.
And so that's just all I want to talk about just for a second because I think I wonder what's going to be interesting because someone is obviously going to hunt for Gollum in this movie, but I just wonder what the story could be.
Really, what gave you that impression?
I just wonder, because the only faith I think is that since Andy Serkis is also directing it, it could be good. But the thing is, guys, he also directed Venom: Let There Be Carnage.
So it's going to be great, right?
Okay,
that's what you're saying?
I don't feel like we can hold Sony movies against the directors because the Succession guy did Madam Web, and I just kind of feel like they were given a terrible script, or like the studio forced them to make like an average film. So
yeah, you can't really judge by the basis of Sony movies.
Yeah.
The Bear Season 3 gave a teaser coming out June 27th. Excited for that. The Boys Season 4 trailer. It released its final trailer. Kind of interesting.
Yeah.
We're gonna see how that pans out. We'll probably talk about it on the podcast. I saw starting some news coming up of House of the Dragon Season 2. And I might do a dragon cast or one bear cast.
I might try to join you for maybe the later episodes if I don't finish in time. But I mean, if it's a 10 episode season and it does 10 weeks, I definitely will be able to probably catch up.
I think it's an 8 episode season.
Still, I mean, over the summer, I'll have a ton of free time to binge.
And okay. And so that's kind of interesting. I saw this. I did not hear about this. Aiden did hear about this, but it was like the Cape Crusader Batman show on Amazon Prime. We got an image of Harleen Quinzel. It's like an Asian Harley Quinn, and she has the green and
only Harley
Quinn
suit. Got her own animated TV show. That'd be really good.
And she has gay sex.
Yeah, but it seems like it's not gonna be as in the same comedy vein.
Yeah,
at all
it seems a lot more drama focused.
More like Batman the Animated
Series.
Yeah,
more like that.
And which is fine.
I was wrong. Kevin Conroy is not going to be in the show, but he was planned to be.
Because here is what it is. The Batman animated series creator is making this show.
Oh, that's cool.
And here I'm going through the article right now, and It's said to be like as it was first. Was an HBO Max show, and now it became Amazon Prime Video.
Speaking of that,
which is kind of an interesting.
Do you guys know? Do you guys remember Scavenger's Reign, that sci-fi show I talked about?
Yeah, sounds great.
It was canceled.
Netflix.
Yeah, it was canceled by Max, but they're letting it stream on Netflix starting May 31st. And if it does really good there, they might greenlight a second season. So I would recommend. I feel like it being on Netflix will expose it to a lot more people. So yeah, I really hope a second season gets greenlit. I'm not like desperately dying for a season 2 because it kind of.
No, you gave it.
It ends well, very, conclusively. I feel like season 2 would have to follow like a completely new group of people. But I would like a season 2. It's not like they were leaving us on a big cliffhanger though.
Yeah.
When are they gonna make a season 2 of Rebel Moon?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I thought they already did.
They announced Ted season 2.
They did.
Something that's really weird about I guess the anime and Batman show is that like Harley Quinn is just gonna be a normal psychiatrist and no Joker. So
that's a I don't know how well that's gonna
play. Yeah.
All right.
And she's gonna treat Bruce Wayne.
Huh.
It's a kind of interesting direction. Let's see. Anybody else? Aiden, what is this college boy thing?
Oh, guys!
What's College Boy?
See, so remember when I watched Monsters Inc?
Yes.
And then I watched Monsters University.
Yeah.
And then I watched Monsters at Work. And then they announced Monsters at Work season 2 literally a day after.
Mm-hmm.
I watched season 2. It came out.
All episodes?
Yes, because Disney doesn't do weekly releases. At
they
least
do
for things
sometimes.
They don't really care about. I will think for things they don't
for
really
like
care
Disney
about.
Plus originals, they do. I think
for things they don't really care about.
No, yeah.
I mean, I think they did release it weekly. It's just like I think it aired weekly on Disney Channel, and then they dropped all of it on Disney Plus when
it didn't release on Disney Channel at all.
I remember seeing that it did on like the poster you sent.
Nah.
I could have sworn it said that.
No, I don't think so.
Well, I guess Aiden's just wrong. So get into it.
So we all remember season 1. It's about Tyler wanting to become a jokester, but he works with this team of people called MIFT and their Monsters Inc. facility team. And it's kind of boring, and the animation's kind of bad. And at the end of the season, he becomes a jokester, and the Mindy Kaling character becomes his assistant. And that's where we leave off. And it takes place at the end of the first movie when they open Boo's door. So that's kind of like a cliffhanger, right? Like it's a good end to the season 1 with a little bit of an extra little hint of something else. And then they release season 2, and Tyler's a jokester. Season 2, I'm going to say it right now, is way better than season 1.
Let's go.
The animation's way better. The plot is way better. Like, you already understand who these characters are in this world, and they explore more of the world rather than, here's Monsters, Inc. Again, it's like, we're going to explore Fear Co. We're going to go to university again. We're going to explore Tyler's home life and his house and different things in the world instead of just Monsters, Inc. And that's it. So the thing with this season is Tyler is terrible at being a jokester. This kid, Ben, is like, now as them being jokesters, they like build rapport with these kids and become friends with these kids. And this kid, Ben, is like, oh, great, you're going to do the same 4 jokes over and over again. You're not making any scare energy, bro. Make me laugh, dude. Stop being bad at your job. And he's like, well, I guess I'm really bad at being a jokester, aren't I? And they're like, yeah, you're bad at being a jokester. And then the guy from Fear Co., he's like, hey, Tyler, it's me. What's his name?
The guy from Fear Co.
Monster.
You're talking about is it the villain from MU?
Why doesn't fucking
Johnny Worthington from Monsters University is the
same voice actor?
Yeah. Is the guy that owns Fear Co. and they're at a convention and he's like, hey, Tyler, you broke my Scream thing. You broke it. what the heck, dude? That's really messed up. Anyway, you're really good. Here's my number. You should work for me.
Why
So
doesn't he work for them? Is my question.
Because he works for Monsters Inc. and that's where all his friends are, and he's also pinky promised Mindy Kaling that they'd be work buds forever. But also, she gets given a job of jokester from Mike and Sully because she's funny in the universe, but not funny at all.
Does Fearco still use scream energy?
Everywhere uses scream.
It's just Monsters.
It's only Monsters Inc. that
only
doesn't.
Monsters Inc. Got it.
Yeah, and people don't trust laugh energy. Like that's a whole thing, is that people do not trust it. They like scream energy, even though laugh energy is 10 times more powerful and more humane. People don't like it. And there's this thing going on in Monsters Inc. where like power is going missing. The canisters are being tinkered with. They're losing scream energy, and they don't know why. And there's a gay couple also. So eventually,
Nikola, are you not freaking out about this?
No.
Eventually, Tyler is like framed for this whole business about like messing with the canisters and stuff. And he leaves Monsters Inc. and goes to work at Fearco. And
makes sense.
While he's there, he's like, wow, I love being a scarer. I make so much more money. My family is poor, so this is great, and I get to help out my family.
And I'm good at it.
Yeah, and he's about to like be top on the leaderboard, but then someone works through lunch and beats him over, and they're like, you know what? You're an asshole person that's at the top of the leaderboard, Tyler. And all the people around are like, Tyler, you're gonna go scare the frick out of this kid, Tyler, and they start cheering. They start like hyping him up, and he goes in. He's like ready. He's ready to scare, but it's the kid Ben from earlier. Ben, who's established as his friend, and he's like, dude, I cannot scare this kid. And you get this really emotional moment that is reminiscent of the scene in the first movie when Sully screams in front of Boo, but is more in Tyler's character. He's being forced to scare this kid that he doesn't want to scare, that he's friends with, and he yells at him twice. He doesn't just do it the first time, he does it twice. So like really set in, and then he has a panic attack and an anxiety attack, and the whole screen gets blurred, and you can like see his like emotions going through his head. Like, this is not what I want. This is not what I signed up for. You like his whole character in his mind has been changed through this like one scene, and it's really good. I think like episode 9 is the best episode of the season. I think.
10?
Wow.
Of 10, yeah. And then it was revealed that Fearco has actually been stealing the laugh energy from Monsters Inc. And they've been using it instead of the scream energy. That's why it's going missing, and that's why Fearco's been so powerful and has so much energy, is because they've been stealing this from Monsters Inc. through the help of Randall. Whoa!
Randall's back?
Randall needs to be fucking castrated and hanged.
That would have been such a guy. Yeah, he did get sent to the human world, but Worthington went and saved him. Guys, the twist that Randall was the guy behind it would have been so much better if they didn't reveal that Randall was gonna be in the show before it came out. And when I was on episode 9, I'm like, wait a minute, isn't Randall supposed to be in the show? And then he shows up, he's like, I'm the twist villain. And it didn't matter.
He says, I'm the twist villain?
No,
he doesn't say it, I'm the twist villain. But they defeat Randall, and they get the power back, and Fearco blows up, and they save the day.
What? They blow up?
It blows up, well, because basically. Basically. And Duncan is by far the best character. He's the guy that I sent in the topics that says college boy. He calls Tyler college boy. And
they went to college together?
No, because he went to college. No one else has gone to college, just him. And so he calls him college boy. And he's really funny, and he really likes hot grandmas, and he lives with his mom, and he's the best character in the show. And there's not going to be a season 2. And I don't think there's going to be a season 2.
Really?
Season
Yeah,
3.
season 3.
I don't think there's going to be a season 3. It kind of ended succinctly. I don't really know
It's
what
like
they're going to do.
Scavenger's Hunt, Scavenger's Reign.
Because now Tyler's like confident in himself as a jokester, and Val is a jokester now, and Mift is all good, and the gay people reconciled, and Sully and Mike are like, hey, we're going to do, everywhere is doing laugh power now. We did it. And also nothing came from this being after he sees Boo again. That doesn't matter. That literally does not come into play.
And how are they in season 2? Are they in season 2?
Who? Like Sully and Mike?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're way more in it. They're in more episodes than the first season, and they're pretty funny, like normally.
And with John Goodman, and Billy Chris.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. The animation is way better in this season. Like everything looks way better. Like when I was watching the first episode and Sully came on screen, I'm like, oh my god, this is like good quality.
Nice.
Like it was really reminiscent of the first movie. Like University and the first movie have different designs of Sully. His hair is more slicked back rather than kind of all furled out in the back. He has that more furled out look, but in a higher quality than it is in like the original movie. I was like, wow, that's a good look on him. I don't know. This is just way more high quality and a better story, even though you could probably remove like 4 episodes.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
So Tyler's a jokester now. Awesome for him.
Anything else you watched?
Show, I think. I watched 2 episodes of this other show called Living with Myself.
Oh, I watched that. That's never going to be picked up for season 2.
Oh, you
Could
I
restart my
What's it about?
computer
Is that
real
the thing with
quickly?
Paul Rudd?
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched that when it came out in like 2020 or
Can
something.
you guys hear me?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can hear you.
Can I restart my computer really quickly, or is that going to mess up the recording?
It is going to mess up the recording.
Okay, yeah, because my
It
computer
won't
kind of
really.
shit itself in the middle of this recording. I don't know why.
That's okay. But I only watched the first 2 episodes. I'll probably keep watching it. But basically, Paul Rudd goes to a spa and they clone him, and now there's 2 Paul Rudds. One that's disheveled and one that's way better at life than him.
Is this like the one Rick and Morty episode?
Which one?
Almost like you suck the toxic parts of yourself out.
No, not really, because they didn't suck the toxic parts out. They just cloned him and made it.
It's
good.
more about like the show is really about how to learn with like how to live with yourself, kind of. You know.
If only there was like, if only if they put that in the title.
Yeah, living with yourself.
Yeah,
but it was like a fine show. I enjoyed it. Like when it came out, I was like, that's the idea. You get to see 2 sides of Paul Rudd, and it was like an interesting show. They did queue up like some story for season 2, but I don't think it ever got picked up. And they do some interesting things with the clone.
I might keep watching it just because I really like Paul Rudd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you buy his Marvel book?
My framed Paul Rudd Sexiest Man Alive.
Did you buy the Marvel book?
Yeah, I do have the Marvel book.
Can you read it for us?
Do not read it for us, Aiden.
Read the intro. Read the intro
for us, Aiden.
All right, I won't read the intro.
All right,
for us,
can we get into my actually like good stuff? Because
you watched My Hero Macadamia.
No, I did not.
Macadamia.
I do actually want to know when the next season comes out, because it's probably soon.
Well, Beck, are you going to talk?
I am going to talk. I think I'll start with one of my favorites. I rewatched Palm Springs. Now.
Classic. This is your 5 out of 5, right?
Yeah, no, this is like one of my favorite movies of all time. It's such a good movie that blends like comedy with also the heart, and it has the good time loop. It's really good. I think everyone should watch it. I feel like it's the one movie that's like, I feel like I could recommend to anybody and they'd like it.
Yeah, I've seen it like 3 times. It's a good movie.
Yeah.
No, it's just such a well balanced idea with the romance and the time. You don't often see like romance in time loops. You see like just a guy by himself, and it's a really interesting story in that way.
Yeah. Okay. Next thing I watched Hamilton. Now,
Holy shit, he
Why?
was prepping for AP US
Go
history.
watch
I
Hamilton.
did watch Hamilton. I feel
What
like
did you think?
I started watching this movie, I want to say back in like 2020, and now
A
I've
movie.
the movie version.
There's a movie
Yeah.
version?
It's on Disney
Well, I mean,
Plus.
it's the recorded
Oh,
version.
but it's not really a movie.
Well, it is basically. I mean, it's called a movie. So
I wonder if that
watched
was
it.
like one of the first like screenings like they ever did of the play, you know?
Probably and I remember hearing it was like they did it 3 times and they stitched all those versions together because like they had different like
Really?
camera cuts and everything. But yeah, I thought it was really good. It is crazy how it took me that long to finish it because I did like start watching it in like 2020 and then I just put it off. Then I started it again, then I put it off. But I finally watched it all the way through and it's really good and I added a ton of songs to my playlist cuz it's really good.
Wow.
Yeah, I feel like the Revolutionary War is like a really good story. Cause like I remember in like
Yeah.
5th grade when we were learning about it, I'm like, all this is so hype. Like we won like very strategically and like it was
We
epic.
did win very strategically. You're right.
Yeah. Okay. All right, I'll do the movie and then talk about Game of Thrones. Do any of you guys know who John Green is?
Yeah.
Like the
Like
author?
the
Yeah.
brother of Hank Green,
Yeah.
famous author, Crash
Yeah.
Course guy, wrote the Fault in Our Stars. Did you watch Fault in Our Stars?
No.
He's not the Crash Course guy. He's the other.
He's still in Crash Course. He does Crash Course.
Isn't Hank Crash? Are they both?
They're
both
brothers.
Crash-
They both do Crash Course. They just do different
Oh.
subjects. One does history, the other one does like science and math.
Yeah.
Okay, well I don't care. I only
Hmm.
watch the science ones because math is boring.
Well, recently,
Whoa.
one of his books got adapted into a movie. And
Turtles All the Way Down. You saw it, didn't you?
I did watch Turtles All the Way Down. Did you watch it?
I didn't. I've just been seeing a lot of buzz for it.
Yeah. I was like randomly just like on Mac and it showed up as like released recently. So I started watching
Isn't it crazy that this guy, he makes like teenage love stories, but he's also like a very renowned like YouTuber and
Yeah. It is
Crash
crazy
Course.
to me like that. Imagine like this guy wrote this book, you know?
Yeah.
But
What is
here's
Turtles All the Way Down about?
here's the plot. So there's this girl named Asa, and she has like OCD, and she keeps worrying about all this like bacteria that's in her body. And it's kind of like about her struggles, and she has this best friend Daisy, and then they're like, okay, we don't have a lot of money, but they read that this person has gone missing, and there's $100,000 reward on finding any information about this guy. But turns out this guy is the dad of Aza's friend who she went to a camp with one time. So they go and they break onto his property. He's like a billionaire property developer. The dad is. So they break into the property and they're trying to like find like any like evidence about where the guy is. And they're going, but they get caught and they get taken to the main house. And then the son's name is Davis. And then Davis is like, oh yeah, no, that's chill. They're with me. And they're like, okay, what if we like get close to Davis to like get money on the reward? Now, Asa isn't like all for this, but Daisy is like, we got to do this. We got to get the money. So they organize like a date. And they end up at the guy's house. And the guy's like, you know what? I was worried that you were only like trying to date me because you wanted the reward. And that's why you were stalking my house. So you know what? I'm just gonna give you $100,000 out of a Pop-Tarts box. So we don't have to worry about the reward anymore.
It's for the kindness of his own heart.
Yeah, out of the kindness of his own heart, he gives her $100,000 in cash. And then I kept thinking that's not gonna pass a tax audit. So that happened. That kind of was like, wow, this is a very weird thing for this guy to do. But he's also just like really rich. And then it's like a love story between the two. And like they're like kind of like trying to like bond each other, but Aza's like, you know, her like OCD about the bacteria is kind of like stopping her from like trying to like get close to the guy because she's worried about like if they kiss, then that guy's bacteria will get in her body, and she's really worried about that. And then eventually, the guy flies her on a private plane to Chicago to visit Northwestern University. He does this really nice thing, and then they get back on the plane, and then she's like, "This was so nice. Let's kiss." They kiss, and then it's like a great moment. It's like they're happy. It all worked out. And as they're flying back, she starts like thinking about like, "Oh my god, I kissed him. All the bacteria is in my mouth now." She starts freaking out. She walks into the bathroom of the airplane, takes like the hand sanitizer, and then starts licking the hand sanitizer to try to destroy the bacteria in her mouth. Like she's like, it's so crazy. And then eventually, like now she's like freaking out because, you know, she just did that, and like it's kind of like she's kind of falling apart. And then she has a fight with her best friend who was writing a Star Wars fan fiction, but then used her as one of the characters in the fan fiction without telling her, and then wrote like how annoying she was in the fan fiction. So they get in a fight. They get in a car crash.
What?
Yeah. They get in a car crash, and then she has to be taken to the hospital. And then now she's in the hospital. She's like, "Fuck! I got cut up. I have all this bacteria now." She starts freaking out again. She starts eating more hand sanitizer. And
what is this? The Doctor Wu fight?
Do they eat hand sanitizer in the Doctor Wu fight?
No, but he throws a bunch of viruses at her.
How do you know? I thought you haven't read it.
Because I know what happens.
Okay, but then she's like, now she's like at her like lowest point. She's in the hospital. She's like completely like devastated. And then she tries to meet back up with the guy after like that terrible plane thing. He tries to like sit next to her, but she's like, you know, I can't deal with like being close to you right now. And then he's like, you know, I kind of like need to be with someone closely. So they end up having to, you know, break up. It's sad. And then she's like, you know what? I might have lost my boyfriend, but I have to save my relationship with my best friend. So she goes, and the whole thing throughout the movie is like, there's this art exhibit that she's going to, but it's in like the underground sewer system, which is like her nightmare because all the bacteria in it. But she like
and the turtles.
The turtles all the way down. I'll explain it after the plot, but it's like something a professor says one time. So she puts on all these gloves and all these layers, and she goes to the sewer system, and they're like, "All right, I did this for you," and they're like, "Okay, good, we're friends again." So they go walk around, and then earlier in the movie they were like, "Okay, there's the son of the guy who's missing. There's another son. The son's like, you know, this guy was writing down a ton of like locations, and it's like that was maybe a place they could run to. And one was called the Jogger's Mouth, and they go and they're walking through the sewer, and they're like, this is some kind of mouth that people jog around. So they're like, maybe he's here, and they find his jacket. And they look in the jacket, and it's a suicide note because the dad jumped off the bridge.
What a twist.
So we find out that the dad is dead. So Aza has to go tell Davis, and it's like, you know, that's like they just broke up, and she has to break the news to him. Then we cut to 2 months.
Money? No.
So we cut to 2 months later, and then Aza's like doing a lot better. She's like, I'm going to go to school away because I'm like getting better as a person. And then we find out Davis is moving away, but then they're just like, you know what? You're going to improve as a person, and you're going to be able to finally date someone someday. And then that's the end of the movie.
Damn.
And it was a
A
really
good
good
movie, you would say?
It was a really good
Good.
movie. Me describing it very badly does not do it justice.
Because this is
So
kind of
what
like
did it have
this
What?
is kind of like the genre of like kind of teenage.
Yeah, it's like one of those
romance.
like teenage coming of age romance.
But you would say I think John Green always does like them really well. I would say.
It's also
like,
kind of more
his-
about like this woman kind of dealing with her like mental health struggles and her like OCD.
Yeah.
So what did this have to do with flat Earth?
Okay, how do you know that? How do you know?
Because that's what Turtles All the Way Down is.
Really?
Wait,
That's what the saying is.
Really?
That's what it's about. Yes, it's about the concept that Earth is flat and sitting on top of a turtle, and that turtle is sitting on top of another turtle, and it's turtles all the way down.
I didn't know that was a real saying before this movie. I'd never heard that saying before. But basically, she's like talking with a professor, being like, I feel like a Russian nesting doll, but like there's like no smallest piece. I just kind of like feel hollow, and like there's always someone deeper inside of me. And she's like, there was a saying where it's like Earth is flat, and it's like turtles, but there's no end to the turtles. It's only turtles for infinity. And it was like having to do with that.
The professor is a flat earther?
The professor is Jerry from Succession, which also threw me off. Okay. Well, that was Turtles All the Way Down.
Wow.
Okay. Let's talk about. You want to talk about Game of Thrones, and I'll talk about something in the end.
I could talk about Game of Thrones. I watched like 4 episodes.
Okay, then talk about just one more thing.
What I think I'll do is I'll talk about Game of Thrones each time I finish the season. I'll just do a season recap.
Okay.
All right, so Uri, your time.
My time. So, guys, I have finished my film history class.
And oh my god, you gotta talk about this movie. Oh my god, I'm so excited.
So we ended the year by watching
Spirited
Away.
Yo,
I would say because I have not seen any Studio Ghibli movies. I'm not a big anime guy, and I'm not a Miyazaki fan at all because I haven't seen any movies.
Were there a lot of Ghibli fans in your class, or
there were quite a few Ghibli heads, Ghibli maniacs? I don't know. But I would say this movie actually it kind of blew me away in a lot of ways. I would say
blew you. Oh my god.
I would say its animation was beautiful. I would say just like it's a gorgeous looking movie.
I mean, that's what 2D is. It's kind of ageless. Like you can watch like this. You could say this movie like came out like a year ago, and I would believe you. You know?
Yeah, no, and because the thing is about Miyazaki, sometimes he starts animating the movies without like having a full script or story in mind. And there's like, have you guys heard of the concept of Ma?
I feel like I have.
It's like he kind of like where characters it gives them a lot of breathing time to like sort of reflect on their actions in the movie, and sort of that happens in like this movie a lot. And it's like the movie is like
the train scene is just like her sitting there for like.
Yeah, I love No Face. He was a very interesting character.
I had a big question. Did you watch sub or dub?
We watched sub.
Thank God.
I mean, you'd probably expect
Why
that.
did you?
I was just wondering because I was wondering how schools would.
You only watched dub.
I only watched dub, but I feel like if you're watching it for a class, you'd watch it in sub.
And I would say it worked pretty well. The No Face character was really quite interesting. There was also like the witch woman and her twin sister.
But what do you think about My Neighbor Totoro?
I haven't seen that.
That's also a good movie.
And I would just say it was such a wonderful movie because like I would say I gave it like a 4 I think or something.
Yeah.
And like because Miyazaki deals a lot. It's a very kind of like big metaphor for consumerism and capitalism. This movie. And what's interesting, I love how the character in the movie, like, she's just kind of a normal girl,
Yeah, I think what's great is, like, the growth we see her go under. Because, like, the parents only think, like, 5 minutes have passed, but you see, like, she has grown so much over, like, however long the movie takes place. I don't remember. But, like, she is, like a way more confident person at the end. Because like at the end she's like
And-
whining and all that, but at the end she's like walking out confidently, you know?
And do you think
mean,
it
like-
actually it all happened, or did she just kind of think
It did all happen.
Dream at the end? I mean, but I wonder for the thing of the movie, it can be open to
It
interpretation. what you
can
think the
be a
ending is,
dream,
really.
but like I don't know.
Yeah, but it is a bit lazy,
Yeah.
you would say. But I just think it was such a beautiful movie, and maybe I should just go open up to more Ghibli movies or something.
Yeah. If you want,
But I don't know.
the other most popular one I think is Princess Mononoke. If you're looking for a nice
Yeah.
one to watch, but I also like My Neighbor Totoro. That one's a lot slower. Like if you want just like no action, just that's Totoro. But if you like the action, Princess Mononoke is a lot more like that.
Yeah. And I would just say, yeah, it was just like I think it was a good cap to my year of film history.
Yeah.
And I think I'll give a little recommendation to end out the.
Oh shit!
I'll give the rec, and it's not gonna be Spirit Away. I want to give because we were guys in the beginning of the podcast. We just gave original recs, not that weren't even mentioned in the
Yeah.
episode.
Well, because like the problem is we've talked about.
You know what?
We've
talk about
recommended
the
all the
weather, did
normal
we?
movies that
No, we didn't talk about the weather. You're right.
we did.
Um,
I feel like we've
The
probably
weather
missed
here is
the weather
47.
more.
47.
Like
40
We should
47.
make a checklist
yeah.
that we have to go through every episode.
I wanna everybody. If you're a fan of serialized cop dramas that are also slightly episodic in the mix of between the both, watch The Shield. It's a good cop show. It's one of the it's one of the more integral kind of like early dramas. It gets overlooked like over The Sopranos and Breaking Bad, but it was in the same era it came out, and it was like it has like a similar kind of anti-hero like Tony Soprano or Walter White.
Mhm.
Very interesting show. I'm doing a rewatch of it right now, and it's 7 seasons, so
Long
yeah.
time.
Or you
Yeah.
could listen to Radical Optimism by Dua Lipa, her new album.
Or you
Yeah,
could watch
so-
that movie
That-
Aiden was supposed to watch for his essay.
You're right. It wasn't an essay, Beck.
Oh my god.
Always
You don't
use
know what an
Celsius, and thanks for listening,
Thanks for
homegirls
listening.
and homeboys.
Beck is dying. You killed him.